All right. So, hey guys, I'm Bren, and welcome to Creative Living podcast or blog, whatever you're watching here. I'm really excited today because I have the HousePlant Guru live coming to us from Michigan. You're up in the Detroit area, right, Lisa?
I'm in downtown Detroit. I'm in Midtown Detroit.
Nice.
Yes.
So, what's going on up there right now?
This florist that did the flower house, if people are familiar with the flower house, that was here last October, she has a florist called Pot and Box, and she is having a pop-up, it's like a pick-me-up houseplant and houseplant accessory sale down here in Midtown Detroit.
Very cool.
In conjunction with the Peacock Room, which is a very nice store. I bought some vintage earrings. They have plants on them, of course. And they have all kinds of accessories and beautiful clothing and vintage earrings. So she got together with them, and out in the foyer of this beautiful, beautiful Detroit building, they're having it's a sale with houseplants and containers and all kinds of good stuff.
Okay, very cool. So,
yes.
Are they pretty busy? They got a lot of people up there, or what's going on?
There is a lot of people in there. My phone wouldn't work in there. Yes, they have a lot of people in there buying houseplants like you can't believe.
You know, sometimes I think some of the businesses actually make it so our phones don't work inside, maybe so their employees aren't on Facebook or Twitter all day. You know, I'm just saying.
Well, I think it's just that the building is made out of, it's a beautiful building, and it's made out of, probably gorgeous. It's probably from the 1800s, and it's just made of cement and I just don't think it works in there.
Ooh.
Marble.
Gorgeous.
Blocks the signal.
Can you turn around a little bit? Can you see it from where you're at?
It is.
Oh, neat.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
I can walk over here.
Gorgeous.
There's the building. See it behind me? It's a beautiful building. I'm in front of the, right next to me, behind me. I'm actually standing, the building behind me is the DIA.
I love that
the Detroit
place.
Institute of Arts.
I spent lots of time there when I was a kid. Lots of time
right behind me.
sketching and very cool.
Yes. I've been there all the time.
Downtown Detroit is
so I'm
really
right here
beautiful.
in the heart of
There's
Midtown.
some great history down there. And hopefully we can get you on another.
As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to go to
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I must be behind you because I'm not talking over you, but then I am.
Yeah, no, it's okay. There's always a lag. So tell me, what kind of plants did you see inside the sale? What did you see?
All kinds of succulents and ferns, rabbitfoot ferns, aeoniums. She had a couple fatsias, a dizothecia, and she does living walls. I think she makes them herself, and they're beautiful.
I'm assuming you're taking photographs of these things?
I am. I'm going to go back in and take some more photos. I had to come out and get a Wi-Fi signal and make sure that I had enough money in the meter, since they told me the parking ticket is $25, and they do they do ticket people.
Yeah, and you're all set.
So
that's awesome.
I'm all set, I think, for another half an hour.
We have someone on the chat, and they're asking, what plants do you do? What plants do you like to grow, Lisa?
Oh, my goodness. What plants? The question should be, what plants don't I grow? I have everything. Ferns, cactus, bromeliads, orchids. I have every plant there is.
Well, you're doing a good job.
My husband would like me to get rid of some.
You just told me a little bit ago that you haven't picked up any plants yet, but you did get a container.
I did not. I did. He's got a little, can you see it? It's a little cactus, a man with a little cactus.
Turn,
with cactuses.
You got the sun beating right behind you, so just turn a little bit so it's not right behind you. And then try that again, and real slow. Just bring it up. Just real slow.
Okay.
Oh.
There we go. See? He's like two little cactus.
That's cute.
I liked it. They had a lot of McCoy, but I collect McCoy, so I had a lot of it already.
Very cute.
So I got that.
What are you going to put in there?
Something cute. My husband, I usually don't put anything in my nice containers, I'll be honest, because there's no drain holes, and I won't drill a hole in it because it's vintage.
That's a really good.
So they just are for looks, for decoration.
Right, definitely. So we have a couple people. We have a couple people who have
because
joined
if
us
you have,
in the chat room, so this is cool. How did you start learning about plants, and what do you like about planting? I hope I didn't lose you. Oh, poo.
I started learning when I had not a lot of money, so my mom raised everything, canned and froze everything, which I'm not a vegetable gardener. I should be, but and my grandma had African violets and all kinds of plants, and my mom had house plants, and I don't know, I just love them. My brother's a forester too. We're a plant family.
That's very
We
cool.
love plants.
And you share a lot of that on your website. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
HousePlantGuru.com.
Mm-hmm. So, well, I'm glad we got this to work. This is awesome. And, don't feel bad that you don't grow a lot of vegetables and things. I know you have a big family, and it's okay to barter. I'm sure you give houseplants away, and they give you corn, beans, tomatoes, whatever you need, right?
I have access to them. But I remember being out in the garden. Now, when my daughter started liking raspberries, and they're like $5 for a little container, and I used to go out and pick 2 huge long rows of them every day in the summer. Mosquitoes and the birds were singing, and I hate this. And now I would die to do that. I never hated it. I just, it was a lot of mosquitoes and a lot of work. And now I would do anything to have free raspberries and be out in nature.
Well, there's still time. There's a lot of new raspberry plants coming out. Well, I'm seeing them locally that you can grow.
Yes, we had them at the nursery, those patio ones.
Those.
When I was watering the plants, I'd be eating them. That's not the way to sell them, is it? When there's no raspberries on them. But they were so
good.
I know. Yes, they are. But now I just everything
So
inside.
is there somebody else asked another question. Do you have a goal or focus when you plant?
I guess my goal or focus when I'm planting my plants is they make me happy. So that, I just love having my hands in the soil, and I think it's making the plants happy by giving them enough root space and making sure that they have a good root system and a good place to grow, because that's the most important thing for a houseplant is the soil and where they're growing. So yeah, that's my focus, I guess, to make my plants happy. So they make me happy.
That's a great answer. That's cool. So I'm excited. Like the sale, is it are you finding a lot of good deals?
Yes, the McCoy is very, very reasonable. I was impressed. This little pot, he was a little more. He's like $15, but that's not bad. And and then the McCoy pots, they're like anywhere from $10 to $25, and they're a lot more than that online. So yeah, they have some good deals in there. And she has a million houseplants. People are just snapping them up.
If people were going to try to find a houseplant sale, maybe similar to this, how do you find something like that? Because I didn't know about it except you told me, Well,
I didn't. The only reason I knew about it is because when I worked at the flower house. I volunteered, and the lady that I got to know there, I became friends with her on Facebook. So she advertises all the great. She's young. She's like my daughter's age. And so she's always down here, and she knows all the good stuff that's going on.
Very cool.
So I follow her, and she advertises it, and then I go, oh yeah, I'm going to that. So that's how I found out about it. But I guess you just have to look around what's going on.
Yeah.
In your town that day. I don't know how else to find it.
Right.
I just happened upon it.
It's very cool. So, well, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you want to get back into that sale, and you don't want your meter to run out. Yikes.
That would not. I didn't even worry about it until she said it was a $25 ticket. I'm like, oh man.
Right.
Yeah, that's less money.
All right. Well, we'll be looking.
Waste money. So, thank you for.
No, that's okay. It's a beautiful building, and we were happy to get you on here. Is there anything else you'd like to share from the sale that you think people should know about?
Well, there's a lady in there called the Green Daffodil, and she was on here with me a minute ago when it was working, and she has the cutest stuff. She makes all kinds of vegan lip balms and soaps and lotions, and then she also had all this little antique stuff. The antique planters and stuff. I even got one, those old kitchen towels. I got one for the year I was born. We're not going to mention that year. It's a long time ago. But I thought that was kind of cool. So she had some really cool vintage things. There's vintage clothes in there. There's vintage earrings. I got some vintage earrings. They have, plants on them. So everything in there is vintage. They have flower frogs. But everything has to do with houseplants or flowers in some way, shape, or
it's
form.
not really houseplant related, but they were curious. How did you know about Blab?
Because the person that's in charge right now told me about it. Bren, of course. She's the social media queen. She is. I was telling people in there I wanted to do a blab, and they didn't have any idea what I was talking about. But they did know. I said it's like Periscope, but it's there's 2 people or up to 4 people, and we're talking, and people can interact with us.
Oh, my word,
that's so
for
cool.
real?
My social media person doesn't know about that. I go, well, she should know about it. So, yeah. I go, well, I'm I'm gonna
give you a tip, but I hope you'll be able to do this because I know you started a YouTube page. So while you're snapping those gorgeous photos from the sale today and all the different plants,
yes,
and you see these interesting people that know so much about, the house plants, if you could just, take your iPhone, hold as steady as you can, and just do a video, just do a short video with them. Because with your Wi-Fi connection, you're never going to be able, if you can't blab in there, you can't Periscope. And it's going to be really hard. Yeah.
No, I can't. I know. I knew that. I couldn't Periscope. I was like, oh, this is so upsetting. Yeah, and they even hooked me up to the Wi-Fi. The lady in the Peacock room
there's probably a lot of people using the Wi-Fi. There's a lot of technical things. So, I mean, it's great, though. I'm glad I got you on here. So take lots of photos. And we'll look for your videos.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thanks for joining us today. All right. We'll see ya.
Okay. Thanks, Bren.
All right, guys.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Right,
so we finally got her on.
Okay.
Now we could see what the obstacle was. The big, beautiful building she was in. And I guarantee that Wi-Fi in the building probably has like 20 people, 50 people using the same Wi-Fi, and that's not going to work. But this is awesome. Thank you. And I see my friend who writes about Italy and food. That's awesome. I need to know your first name. I don't know if you can. I'm Bren. Living and growing in Ohio. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go off the record here because we're pretty much done talking about the houseplants because the HousePlant Guru has left the blab.